Okay, guys, I have brought in a dog from Thingiverse. I took it in the mesh mixer and made it solid before I did anything. So I would be starting off here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the mesh, go to modify and convert mesh, choose this and hit OK. And that will spin for a second, so I'm going to pause the video as it spins. After about 30 seconds, it is now like this. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the solid tab and I'm going to adjust its size. So I'm going to change from millimeters to inches. Hit OK. Then I'm going to go over here and take a look. Okay, so you can see that one of these blocks, you can see it almost reaches 10 and negative 10, so it's about 20 inches wide. I want it to be about 5 inches wide, so I'm going to scale it down by a factor of 1/4. So I'm going to scale, and then for that, by entity, it's going to be that, and then I'm going to be a scale factor of 0.25. And this will all take a little bit of time because I'm dealing with a lot of triangles. If it takes an outstanding amount of times, I would do the trick where I go back into Mesh Mixer and do it, but I'll be a little bit patient. I'll pause the video so you don't have to be patient with me. Okay, so that went ahead and scaled. I'm going to hit OK. And it'll inevitably have to wait a little longer. And that's just a function of all the vertices, all the triangular mesh there. It's complicated. But once it's there, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move it down here to the origin so that it's a bit nicer. So I'm going to hit move, click on it, and I'm going to slide it down close to the origin. Just makes it a lot nicer. So, again, it's going, it's a little fussy. And this is just the natural, when I bring something in from Thingiverse, this is kind of how it goes, but I'm going over there. So it's in the center. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it here and make sure that I'm in. Yeah, so I'm pretty close. That way when I go to the home position, like I'm going to here on the navigation cube in a moment, it will go there. Again, I apologize about the pauses. It's okay, so there's my dog. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split it across here with kind of a complex cut. I'd like to put on a little bit of a rotation. I'm going to draw a circle around my intended pivot point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose this flat axis underneath. I'm going to draw a sketch on that axis. So that'll bring me down to the top view. I'm going to kind of look, I want to make it about right there. So about right here is going to be where I pivot. So I'm going to start and go right about there. What I perceive to be the front of the tail. I'm going to make this one 0.25. And that's going to be a hole that I'm going to extrude up through. Bring that up to about there. That's going to come up as a cut. I'm going to hit OK. And that's 0.25. So a dowel's going to go up there. Now I want to separate this. I think that's okay. Yeah. So now I'm going to draw on that same one. I'm going to project, turn that body off, and hit this drop down here and turn that on. So I'm going to project that. Okay. So I'll be able to lock onto that. I'll turn my body back on and I'm going to draw a circle that is a bit larger. So it's going to go like that. And I'm going to do 2 splits. I'm going to do one. I'm going to make sure I'm not catching anything. So I'm going to go to modify, split body. Oops. Oh, I'm going to finish my, no, I'm not going to finish my sketch. I'm going to complete my sketch. So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to take a line and just go out from here. I'm going to go out past the tail, down around it, and then come in. And I'm going to catch it after it comes out of the body. You'll see, hopefully. I'm going to take some scissors to that part. So I have a shape, and I think it's going to become clear in a little bit what I'm doing. So I'm going to modify and split my body. That's my body. My splitting tool is going to be that. I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to take a little bit of time. I'll pause the video. Okay, so it did a split. That's good. So now I'm going to go up to, I'm going to split it again here. So I split it all the way through there, you're going to see, and then I'm going to split it again with a horizontal line just above the tail. So I'm going to go on and do a sketch here in this plane, and that's just going to be a line. So I'm going to have it just below the tail, right below that point, like that. And I'm going to split my body once again. So split body, and let's see. So it's got 2 bodies. I want to choose this back body. And then for my splitting tool, I'm going to use that line. I'm going to hit OK. And I'll pause again. Oh, that was pretty quick. Okay. So now, when I hit the drop downs on the bodies, that's the one I want to do. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on that tail and create component from body. So I'll rename this tail. Enter. And now that is free to move separate from this. So this is essentially what I want to do. So I'm going to print this as one solid piece. Please notice it has a hole in it up through which a dowel will come up, and that dowel will come up and then have a rigid attachment to this. This will assemble. I'll do a joint. I'm going to do a revolute joint, and then I will choose this position. I want to choose that and that, and then I'm going to double check its revolute. I'm going to hit OK, and then that will be free to turn like that. So if you think about it, there'll be a dowel coming up out of my box that is hooked to a bevel gear. It'll go there, and then that can go back and forth. So that, to me, is wagging the tail. Now, you might argue, hey, that needs to look cleaner, or this or that. Well, that's on you. You're artistic. I'm just fundamentally going over how to do that. But the dowel will slide, it'll rotate right through the dog's main body here, and then it'll be glued, rigidly attached to the tail, so it goes there. The next part is I'm going to do, much like the toy or the Greek soldier example of automata in the video on the Project Lead the Way website. I'm going to do 2 cams, and I'm going to work a little bit. I'll show you another video on how I'm going to keep that level, because the one in the video goes up and down as it goes. But that right there would give me my 2 pieces to print to go on top, and then obviously this will just rotate around for the purposes of this all the way around. but I got a little trick to show